off by using the HelloFab Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. I've been breaking out recently, so this is really good for sensitive skin. And during the winter, my skin gets super dry. Most days I haven't been wearing makeup because I'm wanting my skin to clear up, so I just wear this and it just makes my skin look so much nicer during the day. Just makes it more kind of dewy, and when I do wear makeup, it doesn't make the makeup look all cakey because I have dry skin. Yeah. So next I'm going to be taking the Rimmel London BB Cream in color medium. It's not as much coverage as our regular foundation because it is a BB cream. I don't really need too much coverage or else it makes my face look really bad, especially because of my acne. The more I try and cover up my acne, the worse it looks. So to blend that in, I'm going to be using my dampened beauty blender. Making sure that I'm really blending it in to my ears and my neck. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this flat foundation brush just to blend it into my hairline. Make sure that there's no makeup lines. Blend it into my neck. Just gonna put a little bit more on my forehead because of my acne. Even though I said like the more I try and cover it up, the worse it looks. It is BB cream, so it is a lot less coverage than a foundation. So I'm just going to use a little bit extra. I've tried the Maybelline BB cream and it is a lot less coverage than this Rimmel London one. I do like a bit more coverage, so I like using this one a little bit more than the Maybelline one. But if you're looking for a less coverage BB cream, I would definitely say the Maybelline BB cream is the way to go. I'm going to be going in with the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm using the color Vanilla. And I'm going to be going in and putting upside down triangle. I do really love this concealer. The only thing that I don't like about it, it runs out so quickly for the price that you pay for. So I think it's just kind of not a waste of money because it is a good concealer, but I think they could make it maybe a little bit bigger, maybe a thicker tube or something. NARS, if you're listening, probably not. I put it on the middle of my chin, forehead between my eyebrows, just to lighten up those parts of my face. Now using the Maybelline Fit Me Translucent Powder, I'll be taking the Beauty Blender and just rubbing it on the powder and putting it under my eyes to bake the concealer. Just wherever I put the concealer where I'm wanting to lighten up my face. I'm just gonna let that sit while I do my eyeshadow. I just bought this palette. I'm so excited about it. I went to the Sephora in Calgary and they had like a mall, they had a wall of Morphe products. So they usually don't sell Morphe in the stores in Vancouver of Sephora, so I was super excited to see that. I kept going back and forth with like the regular Morphe palettes, and I decided to get the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I'm so in love with it. I haven't really used it much. It's beautiful. Like there's so many different colors, so many different looks that you can do with this one palette. Only $49. Like that's really good. Like usually palettes that have this many colors are like 60 to 70 or even more than that. So I was like, this is a freaking steal. So I got it and I'm super excited. So starting off, I'm going to be using this round fluffy eyeshadow brush. It's from the BS Mall collection that I got off of Amazon a really long time ago. Before I put my eyeshadow on, I'm just going to put a little bit of concealer on my eyelids. And then to set that concealer, I'm just going to be using this little fluffy brush. So I'm going to be going in with this color here. All the colors names are on the back, which is really nice. So this one is the color Beam. So going in with that color and then just tapping off the excess. I'm just putting this on my whole eyelid just as kind of a base color. The next color that I'm going to be using is this orange kind of mustardy color, and that color is called Creamsicle. And I'm still using that same fluffy brush that I was using before. Like, look how freaking pigmented this palette is. I literally just like dabbed it on and went like that, and all of the color came on. Like, it's ridiculous. Gotta like tap a lot of it off. So with this color, this is gonna be like on my brow bone, like kind of just underneath my brow bone. I'm not gonna be putting this on the lid. Okay, yeah, this one. No, this one. The third one. Okay, this one. So I'm going to be going in with this kind of like burnt orange color right here, and I think that one is called Hunts. I'm actually going to be using a different brush, so I'm going to be using this pointed brush just to make sure that I'm putting the color right where I'm wanting it. And right now I'm just placing that right in the crease, and later I'm going to blend it out, bringing it all the way down to the inner corner. So now I'm going in with the same fluffy brush that I was using before. I'm going to be brushing it up. It really blends into that mustardy color that I used before. The next color that I'm going to be using is the color right below the color that I just used. So this one is called Jax. And I'm going to be using the same pointy brush that I used before. And I'm going to be putting this one right in the crease, so right below the other color, but I'm not putting it all the way to the inner corner of my eye. I'm just putting it on mostly the outside part of my eye. So then after I do that with that brush, I'm going to go in with the fluffy brush again and just do the same thing as I did last time, just blending it upwards, not downwards into the eyelid. So the next color that I'm going to be using is this purple shade here, and it is called Twerk, outer corner of my eye, so on my eyelid now. So now I'm going to be going in with the blending brush, and I'm going to be going in with this blue color down here, and it is called, oh, it's called Jada. Hey! And I'm going to be putting that on mostly the inner corner of my eyelid. I might have to use the pointed brush actually. I'm actually going to be using the pointed brush to go in with this blue. So now I'm going to be going in with Twerk, this dark blue. And I'm going to be putting this kind of blending in with that purple shade and blending in with the lighter blue shade. And now I'm just going to take the fluffy blending brush and blend it all in. Okay, so now that my eyeshadow is done on the upper part of my eye, I'm going to brush away the setting powder that I had baking on my face. Set the rest of my face with the same setting powder, just using an angled flat brush like this one. For bronzer, I'm going to be using this Clarins Instant Sunlight Duo Soleil Compact Bronzing Duo. I'm going to be going in, probably mixing them both, because mixing both colors, because this one seems a little bit too light and this one seems a little bit too dark. Using this angled brush from e.l.f. Next, I'm going to be taking this big fluffy brush, going in with the same bronzer. And And then taking the same fluffy brush to contour my forehead. Using a really light hand because I don't want it to be too heavy. And then going back in with the same angled brush that I used before, I'm just contouring my jawline. So just going from my ear, down my jawline to under my chin. Next, I'm going to be taking the Too Faced Sun Bunny Natural Bronzer. So I'm going to be taking this smaller fluffy brush. I usually just blend both of the colors together. And this just bronzes up my face a little bit more and adds a little bit of shimmer. I pretty much finished my face makeup, so I'm going to go ahead and finish my eyeshadow on the bottom lash line. First, I'm going to be going in with the same color here, Royalty, that I used on the outer corner of my eye. And I'm going to be using this on the outer corner of my lash line. Using a very light hand because it is a dark color, going up and blending it in to the outer corner on the top because it's the same color. So I'm going to do this color first, and then I'm going to do this color. And then I'm going to go in with that sparkly blue color right here, and that's called Pool Party. My hands look like a rainbow threw up on them. Now for one of the last parts of this look, I'm just going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. I just use this really thin eyebrow brush. I actually use eyeshadow to do my eyebrows, so I use the Naked 2 Urban Decay Basics palette. This is the mini palette, and for my eyebrows I usually use like all of these three. First, I'm using a spoolie just to make sure that all the hairs are going in the direction that I'm wanting them to. So yeah, I just started using darker colors as I got to the thinner part of my eyebrows. For the second to last thing, I'm going in with the Smashbox Spotlight palette. It's really worn out. I've had it for a really long time, so I'm going to be going in with this middle one. Just a little bit up here. And then I'm taking this angled eyeshadow brush that I use to put the highlighter on my Cupid's bow nose and under the arch of my eyebrows. And then for the very last part of this video, I'm going to be doing my lips. I don't really know what color I want to do. I have these two colors. I think I'm going to go with the maroon red because this is like a colorful makeup look. So these are from e.l.f. Cosmetics. They come in a pack of 4. They're just like pencil lip liners, but I'm going to use it on my whole lip. So let's see how this goes. Oh my god, that is so red. Oh no, I look like a clown. Oh my god. It didn't really come off very well. I guess that's a good thing if you're wanting to wear it all day, but I'm just gonna stick with a nude lip because that's usually my way to go. I'm gonna be using the Too Faced Melted Chocolate Liquid Longwear Lipstick. I'm just gonna be putting a little bit of this on, and then I'm gonna be putting a lip gloss over top of it. Then I'm gonna be using this new lip gloss by Bite. Color that I'm using is Flat White.